Hi, second graders. Your writing assignment today is going to be to fill out this paper about your poem. So where it says my poem, that really means your CE poem. All right, so yesterday you wrote your poem, and today you are going to look at this paper and answer some questions about your poem. Let's pretend that this is my CE poem. I'll read it to you. Invisible Boy. And here we see the invisible boy in his lovely invisible house, feeding a piece of invisible cheese to a little invisible mouse. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Will you draw an invisible picture for me? Isn't that a silly poem? It's by Shel Silverstein, of course. He writes such fun poetry. Now, if this were my CE poem and I was getting ready to fill out my paper, it says, my poem has alliteration. Do you remember what alliteration is? I hope you said when you use the same letter over and over. Did you hear any alliteration in our poem? Using the same letter many times? I don't think so either. So I'm not going to check alliteration. Did we hear some rhyming words in my poem? Yes, we did. Do you see that house and mouse rhyme? See and me. All right, so I am going to check rhyming words. Okay? Do we have any repeated words in my poem? I hope you noticed that invisible was repeated many times, right? All right, so I'm going to check repeated words. Oops. Okay. Was there a rhythm to my poem? Let me read it one more time. And here we see the invisible boy in his lovely invisible house, feeding a piece of invisible cheese to a little invisible mouse. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Will you draw an invisible picture for me? Did you hear the rhythm? The first and the third line were about the same number of syllables, and the second and the fourth were also. So that set a rhythm going, didn't it? And then I think that last line went a little longer than the rest. But yes, there was definitely a good rhythm in my poem. Now I have to identify the rhyming words, alliteration, repeated words, or rhythm that you checked above. Okay, so I don't have to do anything for alliteration, but I'm going to write my rhyming words. Do you remember what they were? House, mouse, see, me. So down here I'm going to write house, mouse, see, and me. Now, when you do your assignment, are you going to copy what I wrote? No, because this is not your poem. You're going to do your own CE poem. Okay? What are the repeated words? I don't even need to look back, do you? What was the word they repeated over and over again? Invisible. Did you remember it? Okay. And what about rhythm? How should I answer that? How do I identify the rhythm? Maybe I should just count the syllables. So let me try this. And here we see the invisible boy. 10. So I'm going to write 10. in his lovely invisible house. 9. So I wrote 9. Feeding a piece of invisible cheese. 10 again. To a little invisible mouse. 9. So far my rhythm is 10, 9, 10, 9. Let's see what the last two lines are. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Ooh, we're going back to 10 again. Will you draw an invisible picture for me? So it was 10, 11, 12. All right, that's my rhythm. What would the poem be like without these words or phrases? I think this is a really hard question because actually, if they weren't in there, well, the poem just wouldn't be a good poem. Let's try it without the repeating word. And here we see the boy in his lovely house feeding a piece of cheese to a little mouse. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Will you draw a picture for me? Is that very fun? So I'm going to say it would, oops, that wasn't very neat. It would not be a fun poem to read. Most likely, that's what everybody's answer is going to be, and that would be fine with me. All right, so find your CE poem and check off if it has alliteration, rhyming words, repeated words, rhythm, and then write in what those things are like I did, and decide what you think. Would your poem be interesting or fun without those words? What would your poem be like if they hadn't done what they did? Okay? All right. Have a good day, second graders.